Hi everybody, I'm Kurt Wooker Jr. from Crypto Traders Pro, here to talk to you about a coin review. Now, we've been talking about putting together a review series. We've even discussed calling it a shitcoin series because I've been particularly critical about all kinds of coins in the ecosystem, and I'm not sure exactly where we want to go with it per se, but for now, we are going to talk about a coin that we have had requested more than any other coin, and that is Iota. Everybody telling me that Iota is the future. Iota is going to solve all of the problems of the world because it is free and it's instant and it uses the Tangle, which is eco-friendly and all kinds of other stuff. And I'm here to break it to you, everybody. I'm not a big fan of Iota. So let's check it out. So what is Iota? Well, it starts just like every other cryptocurrency with the same basic boilerplate hogwash that you get from everybody else. And for some reason, I feel like when I read the website, I just want to read it with a very soft, sort of Johnny Ive, kind of British-esque accent. It's an open source distributed ledger. It's just got this kind of like misty-eyed kind of feel to it. The way that the whole thing is marketed just kind of screams to me Iota isn't really sure what it is. And that's not really fair. But Iota, they claim to be, first of all, Iota is an acronym. It is the Internet of Things accessibility. That wasn't really clear either. So as we look at Iota, I see a coin that I want to scream shitcoin. And the reason for it is this. Free transactions aren't necessary, and neither is a new technology that gets past blockchain, because blockchain hasn't even come to maturity to the point where it's causing the kinds of problems that we fear it could. Now, when we talk about what is blockchain, what's the necessity of blockchain in the first place, it's to replace fiat currency. That's the primary use case. And that can be done with mining. Now, yes, people want to say that mining isn't eco-friendly, but we're comparing cryptocurrency to fiat currency, and fiat currency is extremely rough on the environment. Have you looked at a zinc mine lately? Or have you seen what it's like to clear-cut forests and pick cotton in order to do to create paper fiat? Not to mention, if you look at European fiat, and fiat from around the world is made from plastic. So we've got all kinds of issues there where we're talking about a problem that may not actually exist, solving the Bitcoin eco-friendly issues with Bitcoin. So let's take a look at the Tangle. Now, I've said a million times, if you follow me all over YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, anywhere else, that this stuff isn't actually a problem, and Iota solves a problem that doesn't even actually exist. People talk about Internet of Things like it's going to be the next big thing, and I say my dishwasher doesn't need to talk to its toaster, which is the primary thing that's being discussed in a lot of the stuff at iota.org. Now, the Iota Foundation talks about, yes, it can be used as all kinds of other things. Iota can be itself a delightful cryptocurrency, but a free transaction that doesn't actually work is quite a bit different than a transaction that costs a thousandth of a penny that works every time. Take a peek at Digibyte or even Dogecoin if you want to see something that works because it is proof of work mined, it has a distributed ledger that actually functions and can be used as a means of exchange, which therefore gives it value to be secured by other things. So that's the big thing. First, let's talk about what the Tangle is. The Tangle is an opportunity to get away from mining. They want to eliminate the necessity for decentralized nodes to be putting a ton of electricity in to solve math problems, which should then secure the network. There's this financial incentive to secure the network. The hashing power makes it hard to double spend, etc. You've heard of the nefarious 51% attack, but on Iota, it's only a 34% attack because the Tangle doesn't do decentralized mining at all. In fact, the Tangle can't work at scale until it's at scale because of the nature of how it works. So how it should work in theory is well, I make a transaction and I process two transactions. Well, it's a simple concept. The problem is that nobody's using Iota today, and therefore there's nobody there to process your transaction if you decide to do a transaction in the first place. So the Tangle is innately not secured in that regard. And to get around the fact that Iota has such small volume, they've basically taken the Iota Foundation and created a coordinator position, and this coordinator, read, Skynet or something Basically just a node in the middle that processes everybody's transactions for them, because Iota is susceptible to a 34% attack. This is a big problem. So let's take a look at the incentive model of what makes cryptocurrency work in the first place, because this is really important. You have to have a cash use. If people are utilizing cryptocurrency as cash, then it has a cash value, and there's an incentive to mine it because you receive a block reward. So miners have every incentive to secure the blockchain in order to make the coins that they receive in a block reward continue to grow in value. It is a self-sustaining ecosystem. Iota, and truly, Iota is a brilliant idea. Let me start by saying this isn't a bad thing. However, it doesn't have its incentives knocked out properly. And any project that doesn't have its incentives knocked out, I'm going to throw the glasses on so I can read a little bit here. The problem is that without incentive, everything falls apart. It becomes more centralized than what existed before, which then creates this giant snowballing problem, truly. So let's take a peek at the Iota Foundation. Who are these people? What is the Iota Foundation? They're a nonprofit, okay? Again, boilerplate, goals, funding, governance, etc. All these things are whatever. We've got, primary goals are to research and secure the foundational protocol layer. All this stuff is basically copy and paste from every other cryptocurrency project. Now, I should say, really, what is the use case outside of money? So if Iota can't be secured, and this is the big problem here, is that the security of the network and then the efficacy of the wallets, without the incentive to secure, it kind of creates, well, then what's the incentive to develop? Now, I have a couple of first-hand experiences with Iota. I've downloaded the wallet myself to test. It didn't work. I couldn't get I could get the Iota to go into the wallet. I couldn't get it to go out. And then my dear friend Jeff, while we were on a trip in Gibraltar earlier this year, he had the exact same situation. He put some Iota into his wallet, and for the life of him, in fact, I don't think he ever got the Iota out of his wallet. So he was stuck, really screwed up, unfortunately. And then I always say, okay, what's the next thing? Let's take a look at the team. Are there any names that we recognize here? So okay, we've got David Sons, I'm guessing Sonstebo, serial entrepreneur. Well, he's not a guy I've ever heard of. Dominic Shiner, entrepreneur from Italy, a passion to drive change in society and business. So, again, I'm looking around here. Now, they do like to mention that they have a lot of interesting relationships with Bosch and Volkswagen. However, when those were looked into, I didn't really see what they were going to be doing. Now, again, they talk about supply chain logistics and all these different things that Internet of Things is going to come and take care of. But again, why would Bosch or why would Volkswagen put their information or use Iota when Iota doesn't even seem to actually work? Now, I know we're in the investment phase or whatever, but they could simply go to Digibyte today. They could use a functioning blockchain that's proof of work mined, can't be hacked. I mean, it could be hacked. Everything is theoretically 51% attackable, but it's better than the 34% attack possible on Iota. There's all these different problems. So you have to ask yourself, why do we need Iota? Why did the world need this to happen? And the argument continues to be, Kurt, it's going to be free transactions and instant transactions. And I say, again, Digibyte. Look at Digibyte. Digibyte works right now. Everything that Iota claims to be able to do in the future functions right now on a coin or on a blockchain like Digibyte, and it would do sub-cent, in fact, hundredths of a cent, and possibly even thousandths of a penny to be the backbone and be everything that Iota wants to be, but you could do it today on the Digibyte blockchain. So I look back and I say, you know what? I don't think the world needs Iota at all, and perhaps then Iota is just some kind of a reason to enrich all these poor people. As I look at the, Bartos Kuzmieres, Elise Hamas, Emmanuel Morali, Giorgio Mandolfo, I see all these people here involved, and I don't know who any of them are. I don't know why their wallets don't work. I don't know why they have to have a centralized coordinator process all the transactions, because again, the Tangle can't work or can't scale until it's at scale, which is a major problem, by the way. I just think Iota ultimately, long term, is in very big trouble. So I don't want to come down and heavily criticize Iota without saying, like, first of all, kudos for coming up with something that is an innovation in the space. However, if this thing just exists as a hype machine, which so many coins do, then I guess I'm angry at Iota, and it's something that I would have to say, you know what, stay away from. I don't think that they have shown at all that they know what they're doing, and there's all these people on the list. Look at this group of people. There are so many people involved that are apparently on the Iota dole here, and the wallets don't work. I mean, they may work now, but they went months and months and months without having any functional wallets. And then they had a multi-billion-dollar valuation based on the fact that there was hype about Iota, and I think that's really unfair. And I think rather than being part of the hype machine and talking about coins that I absolutely love, and cryptocurrency doesn't need more hype. In fact, cryptocurrency needs an honest wet blanket, and I'm here to be that wet blanket. And I think Iota is the kind of coin that you should just simply stay away from. They have a huge team, which is a problem. A lot of managers, okay? That's a lot of people who need to be paid. They have corporate partnerships, but they don't have a functioning blockchain. Well, they don't have a blockchain at all. They have a Tangle, which can't scale until it's at scale. The wallets don't work, and it has a multi-billion-dollar valuation based on the fact that it's all hype. There's no utility. There is no utility of Iota today. So my recommendation, stay away from Iota and tune into the rest of the stuff that we have on the channel. Check out everything else that we do here. I will be doing more and more interviews, and I will be calling out coins and projects that I think are no good. So beware, everybody. I'm going to be as honest as I can be. I'm going to tell you what I do like and what I do not like about the projects that I see. If you want to see more, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, check us out on Twitter, Facebook, Medium, and Instagram, and really all over, everywhere else. You can, of course, check us out at CryptoTradersPro.com, which is where I spend most of my time, everybody. And until next time, I'm Kurt Wigger Jr. saying, do your own research, and don't just follow the hype. The hype is a good way to get yourself burned. Good luck, everybody. Peace out. Bye-bye.